in. Hello, my name is Danielle Hatfield. I'm a social worker here at the Family Crisis Prevention Center.
Hi, my name is Rachel Williams. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, Mrs. Williams. So, would you like me to call you Mrs. Williams, or would you like me to call you by your, what would you like me to call you?
You can call me Rachel.
Well, you feel free to call me Danielle.
Okay.
So I was looking over your file before our meeting today, and I see that you called because you wanted a little help with the process of going through divorce. You need a little help starting divorce proceedings.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. Well, before we get into that, I have right here a list of our agency's policies, just some information that you needed that I wanted you to look over, see if you had any questions about anything. Something that I did want to bring your attention to is our confidentiality clause, and in that means that whatever is said between you and me, confidential. I can't discuss that with anyone else. But there are some exceptions to that. Like, for example, if you were to tell me that you were thinking about hurting yourself or hurting someone else, then I would be obligated to report that.
And you would report that to the police?
Yeah, I would have to call the police and let them know.
I thought I'd ask.
About the threats, yes, that you were making. So. No questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, as I said, you contacted us because you were interested in filing for divorce. Can you tell me a little bit about what led to that decision?
Yes. My husband and I have been married for 3 years, and I noticed that he's been acting strange. Lately, he, whenever he gets home from work, he comes home at about 5 or 6 in the afternoon, and he lets me know if he's going to bring supper home, and he lets me know when he gets off of work or if he's going to be late for some reason. And now he's just been coming home at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and that's just not like him.
Yeah, it seems like quite a bit of change in his behavior. Have you guys talked about what's caused that change? Is there anything else going on?
Yeah. He let me know that he's in a relationship with another one of his coworkers. Well, he is in a relationship with one of his coworkers, which is another man. So.
Oh, okay. I would imagine that came as quite a shock to you.
Yeah.
Before he disclosed this relationship to you, had he let you know that he had some bisexual tendencies, or? Okay, so as I said, I would imagine that you must feel quite shocked by his revelation. Yeah. Well, have you talked to him, and have you guys both decided that have you told him that you want a divorce?
Yes.
And he agrees he wants to get a divorce too?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's definitely something that we can help you with, Rachel. Our agency, we work with a whole host of attorneys, and I can give you a list of their names and their contact information, so you can talk to them and find one that you're comfortable with, find one that is best suited to your unique situation.
Awesome.
So, well, is there anything else going on? Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I am also pregnant with our 3rd child. So.
Okay. Have you told your husband about the baby?
Yes, he didn't seem very happy about that. Well, he was a little shocked, I'll say that.
Well, surprised, yeah. I guess it threw a wrench in his plans, didn't it? Well, have you given any thought to how you're going to handle this? Are you? Well,
I plan on raising our 3 children as a single mother. I don't believe in abortion, so I don't plan on having an abortion.
So you have 2 more kids with your husband?
We have a little girl named Sutton. She's 3. And we have a 6-year-old named Ben. And they are very sweet kids, but they can definitely be a handful. And with a 3rd one on the way, hopefully,
I would imagine you're feeling quite overwhelmed with How far along did you say you were? 7 weeks?
7 weeks. Mm-hmm.
So you just found out about the baby, and then you just found out about your husband and his male coworker. So that's you're in quite a bit of shock. And well, I'm glad that you reached out, that you came in here to see us, and we're gonna do our best to help ease this transition and help you through this process. You know, a lot of changes going on in your life. You and your husband, has he moved out? Are you guys still living together?
Yes, he's already
moved out. Okay. I know that you said you had 2 other kids. How are they handling him?
Well, Sutton, where she's 3 years old, she's too young to understand what's going on, and Ben has asked where his daddy is all the time, and I love my babies.
Asking if
I really,
home.
yes, I do love my babies.
That's gotta be a tough situation.
It is difficult.
So you felt maybe a little helpless, and because what can you do to change his yearnings,
sometimes,
longings, and desires? Not much you can do there.
Nope.
Well, I wanted to let you know that we offer counseling here at the Family Crisis Prevention Center.
Okay.
We offer counseling for adults, and we also offer counseling for children. So I don't know if maybe that's something you kind of want to think about. Maybe
I will consider it.
Your kids need someone to talk to, or if you need someone to talk to that's neutral, removed from the situation.
Okay.
Do you have a good support system? Do you have a lot of people you can talk to?
Yes, I have some friends from church, and my mom and dad help out with the children when I can't. Well, when I'm gone working and stuff, so, yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm glad that you have them there for you. You mentioned working. Can I ask you a little bit about your job and what it is that you do, Rachel?
Yes, you can. I work 2 jobs. I work at McDonald's and Hallmark, part-time.
Right.
Yes.
Because of Obamacare?
Well, yeah, for the most part. And,
figured he was to blame somehow.
Yeah, I have to work part-time so I can be with my kids. I try to work, a lot.
Yeah, I say, with the baby on the way too, you might have to cut down on working.
Yeah, a little bit.
Put too much stress and strain on you.
That would not be good.
So you're stressed out enough right now. So can I ask, your financial situation?
Yes,
I know you're working 2 jobs. Can I ask about how your financial situation is looking?
Yes. With having 2 jobs, you would think I would make enough to pay the bills, but...
You would think.
You would think, but with both jobs, I don't make enough to pay most of my bills, and my mom and dad sometimes have to help with paying the bills, and I pay them back, and I'm unfortunately still paying some past bills, some medical bills and other bills, so...
Your husband, I know that he's moved out. In the past, was he pretty good about helping out, paying the bills? Was he financially responsible?
Yep, and since he left me, he's not very helpful. So.
Playing a gay cruise or something?
Yeah.
Well, have you talked to him about the assets? How you're going to divide? Has it went that far?
I think we're going to have half and half custody. So.
On the kids? And he's moved out, so you're in the house.
Yes.
So don't leave the house is what my suggestion would be.
Don't plan on it unless after work.
We'll still have someone come watch it. Okay, so
what should I think?
two kids, baby on the way. Working 2 part-time jobs. Have you ever applied for any financial assistance in the past? Have you been a part of any programs? Well, that's maybe something that you would want to look into. I can, at the end of our meeting, I can give you a list of, some financial programs, some welfare that is offered through the state, and we can look over that and see what you might apply or what might qualify for.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Applying.
So. They're temporary. Correct.
they can be. The goal.
I thought I'd ask.
Is for them to be temporary.
Awesome.
Some people extend that into the third or fourth generation, but Rachel, I imagine it being temporary or something.
That's good to know. Thank you.
We'll definitely look at that, the programs that I can help you. And I know that you said that you mentioned you had some medical bills, some past medical bills.
Yes.
Are you still paying on those?
Yeah, unfortunately. I had knee surgery twice last year, and I'm still paying the bills on those and the physical therapy bills, and yeah.
Yeah, and then with, I guess, baby appointments and all that, you'll be looking at some more.
Yes.
Well, have you talked to the hospital? Have you contacted anyone in, like, the billing office and set up some kind of payment plan?
Well, that's what I would like to do. I haven't considered yet. I was thinking, like, maybe $50 a week, right?
$50, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, times are tough and money's tight.
There is a social worker that works at the hospital, and he's equipped to help with situations like this.
Okay.
So I will contact him for you, and I won't, tell him anything specific about your situation.
Okay.
But, I'll just say that I have a client that's looking into maybe setting up some kind of payment plan, and I'll set up a meeting between you two, and hopefully you can set that up for $50 a week. Okay.
Yes, 50.
So that is the goal. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Well, Rachel, I know that we've talked about a few things, so let me just make sure I understand the situation. So you want to go ahead and get this divorce rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you a list of attorneys.
Okay.
That you can contact, and I'm also gonna give you a list of counselors that are associated with this center, just in case you decide that maybe you want to talk to someone, or you feel like your kids would benefit from talking to someone.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give you a list of some of the financial programs that through the state that can maybe help you, while you're going through this difficult time, just temporary. And then
that's good.
I will contact the hospital and talk to that social worker and set up a meeting with you guys and hopefully get you on a payment plan that will ease some of this financial burden for you.
That's awesome.
Okay. Is there anything else that you wanted to speak with me about today?
Were there any tasks that you were wanting me to do?
Yeah, actually, there was.
I would ask.
I'm glad that you did. As I said, I'm going to call the hospital and I will set up a meeting. And
okay, that's great.
I will. I don't know if it'll be before we meet next week. I will contact you and let you know what he tells me. Okay. But before we meet next week, I'd like you to at least call the attorneys and at least talk to them. Maybe decide between them if you haven't already retained one.
What day are we going to meet here in about a week or what?
Yeah, I was thinking next Tuesday at 11.
Okay, that's
Does that
wonderful.
work for you, Miss Rachel?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that's great. Well, it was lovely to meet you.
It was lovely to meet you.
I look forward to seeing you next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.